to again.
Enough about me.
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Chaos. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends.
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Chaos. I'm guessing he's one of your competitors.
Chaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying moment. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
I'm fine. Indeed, as I thought. Then this will be very amusing. We meet again.
Of course. And just... if I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body...
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from the...
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Calypso. She's one of the Seven Sages. No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of... Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell? Circe... They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too? We're here, finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But very well then, let me uncover the truth. Did I... So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing...
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear.
Yes, I have...
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, My sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanet.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can... But no, I will not do that. Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea.
What are you thinking about?
Just amazed at how this towering tree is Circe's divine body. It's a majestic sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the Great Tree.
Merely something from the past that I won't go into.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Circe's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars. And their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky. I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of this tree. Because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at...
You're a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the Reason Titan. That's rather counterintuitive.
Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local...
But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by her side.
Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaya needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to the Death Titan. They could be useful to her.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just...
The silence in here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars would easily lose their way in here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. I should search... The night sky feels unusual, now that I've gotten used to the eternal light of Akama. These are the remains of a Black Tide monster. It does look... What's that underneath it? As I expected, the Grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Aglaya also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Huh? That's Hyacinth. Why is she surrounded by so many monsters? As much faith as I have in her, it's...
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
I can't tell if you're serious or not. But being hard to read isn't without its perks.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. Alright, now let's get...
This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might...
Anaxas. He's the scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxas was researching this guy. He's never mentioned anything...
Finan said Anaxas might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxas has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious...
I picked up a scroll on my way here too. It looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting.
There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead. Is that every failure brings us one step closer to... Perhaps, to him, the crash of the sky ship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the sky ship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon... It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the sky ship incident. So much so that even the scroll is completely new.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can find on the Titan. There's something else that's caught my attention, though. This says that Anaxas is conducting secret experiments of...
That's what I'd like to know. What are these experiments he's involved in? Even I, the assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about... I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desired to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they sought. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript...
That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum Cremno?
You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Cremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long.
Agreed. This place isn't safe. There's still several more scrolls strewn all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. About Anaxa. I should read this. Hyacinth, you should come have a look.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you...
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their...
Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? As told in the myths, the seas, the skies, and the earth are all beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey, and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of time. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned.
That's a serious allegation.
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. Something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the god? It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble.
What he didn't say, that the Titans are not noble, rings louder in this case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab.
Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be...
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. With the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short...
These trees, they're like a maze.
This is the place, but where? In materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab, they're all gone.
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Natural. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the. What's going on? Anaxas is conducting research on our friends in Alchema.
This journal contains several intriguing points. Through alchemy, Anaxas aims to refine the golden blood in the Chrysos heirs to a degree of purity equal to This must be what he means by close to true purity. But treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments?
Danny, look at this. I have a bad... My biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. Anaxas was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something.
What's wrong?
Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Circe's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxas lost his life in the process.
But Circe took over his body and resurrected him, which led us to the situation where
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxas' fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have...
I put my theories to the test.
Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxas headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circe's would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still...
Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world. No.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxas is in Alchema now, he's after Kephalli!
It's...
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past. Much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated by Kephalli's dawn.
So... the skies of Akama are fake.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxas. You should know that only a child would expose it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no...
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kephalli's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, but above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish...
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the go. Establish your own school of... Find out what we are.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions.
So, if I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threaten to swallow them, they call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. As I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the...
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really... Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculation.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally...
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. Her life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any...
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you... However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you...
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think.
I see. In that case...
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of...
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its... The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Professor, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages.
Calypso?
That's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your head?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of the living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from... Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity...
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts.
I knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us?
You can revive a...
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can God. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just if I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did.
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Hung. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilege...
That is not... He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be... What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plan. Being Archima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Preposterous! The Christos only have their standing because of the Council of...
Oh, wow. These people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious war?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a...
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Hacker... What?
She's been through a lot lately. Please pardon her. Can you tell us more about these...
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw us...
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight.
You have my gratitude. I will let a...
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting
That's her.
Looks like you...
We should get back.